interesting to know that after the first film, National Treasure, originally there was no plans for a sequel or of anything continuing the story at all. But after the impressive ticket sales and positive fan reception from the film, Book of Secrets was later released in 2007. With the concept of a third movie mentioned clearly within the second, with the passing reference to a page 47, it was implied that there would be a third film. However, once again after the second film, it had much of a method similar to the first that there was not a guaranteed possibility at all of a sequel. It's also interesting to notice that in terms of film reception and revenue, both films were only considered mild successes, mostly gaining praise with fans and reception from viewers who enjoy the overall concept of the films. Some have asked, why has production on the third film lasted more than 10 years? Is the film in developmental hell? Will the third film ever be made? Is the franchise dead? Analysts have actually asked Nicolas Cage himself for a reason, at which he was quoted. I do know that these scripts are very difficult to write because there has to be some credibility in the terms of the facts and fact checking, because it was relying on historical events. And then you have to make it entertaining. I know that it's been a challenge to get the script where it needs to be. That's as much as I've heard, but they're still working on it. Though at the time, people involved with the project were hopeful that interest was high enough and people involved motivated enough for a third film. Time passed and slowly interest disappeared from the project. As for the main question asked upon seeing the second film is the reference to page 47. What could have been on that page? And what could it be on that page to be a plot for an entire film? Everything related to the topic is purely fan speculation and nothing has been confirmed at all. A decent online hypothesis suggests that what was on page 47 deals with Area 51. Within the film, the concept of Area 51 is mentioned possibly within the Book of Secrets. When the book is found and the group looks through it, Riley actually mentions that the Area 51 section within the book exists. There is a page or section of the book that refers to the concept of it, and it is indeed fact. In terms of what is now absolutely fact and what is speculation, it's the only confirmed possibility at all for what even can be remotely or distantly considered for what's on the page. At the end of the film, when asked by the President of the United States of America what he thought about the book and on what's on the particular page, Ben mentions it as life-altering. Further speculation has the connection to life-altering when Riley first calls Area 51 as the coup de grace, which is French for the death blow. The phrase, meaning, and concept can be referred to as life-altering naturally. Why is the number 47 important? Why that particular number? The theory goes even further that during the film, the combination of the Resolute desks being the year of 1846, in that the films include the symbolism and aspects of numbers and their meanings are extraordinarily important. The encoded meaning for a number can be and is a year of historical significance. This was Ben's first assumption and he was right with that assumption. If 47 alone is a cipher and Area 51 is a reference, as well we can use the years as a clue, then it can mean 1947 when an alien spacecraft crashed within the American state of Roswell, New Mexico, effectively beginning and confirming the proposition of Area 51. But the person who originally proposed the theory didn't place much emphasis on it because if Area 51 is indeed the main plot for a third National Treasure film, it would be a huge departure from the plot and concepts of the first two films. Both films were facts and history, and Area 51 is conspiracy and lies. With the theory, it asks the question as to why the president would require Ben's help with the information on page 47 if it's anything related indeed to Area 51. It's been suggested that a National Treasure president would ask for Ben's help with breaking the secrecy surrounding Area 51 on behalf of helping the country in some form or way. This would then connect to the life-altering prospect that Ben mentioned. Another theory from someone else states that 47 is actually the original Lincoln manuscript of the Gettysburg Address. Ben and the president in the second film shared a respect for Abraham Lincoln, and the opening text to the speech is the iconic line, "Fourscore and 7 years ago." The person argues that the book itself isn't chronological as a normal book is. Normally years progress and one comes after another. Example is that 1963 appears before 1947 and appears before 1876, almost as if the book is written on or displayed backwards. Using the page that Calvin Coolidge's entry is written on and the person using a mathematical formula, page number of 1876 equals X, which is roughly 40, page of 1963 equals Y, which is roughly 25. 1963 subtracted by 1876 equals 87. 40 subtracted by 25 equals 15. 15 pages for every 87 years. One page equals 5.8 years on average in the book. From X we can figure what date roughly 47 was written in. 47 subtracted by 40 equals 7. 7 pages, which equals 40 years. Using this equation method, however, the person estimates that the page was written around 1836, which is roughly technically 1876 subtracted by 40, which is some 27 years previously to the Gettysburg Address, but this equation only uses the estimated X and Y, so that the Gettysburg Address could still be the right answer as to what is on page 47. According to this person's mathematical theory, the page has something to do with the year of 1836 as mentioned. What happened that year is suggested that one event is the declaration of Texas from Mexican governance. The person further argues that there are 3 errors within the book if we only use the scene with Ben and the group looking through it as fact. Fact number 1, entries are not written in chronological order. Fact number 2, number of pages per year between years and the averages with them are completely without statistical validity in terms of progression. Fact number 3, there is no reason at all to assume that the book is as a regular journal, as it's seen with Ben flipping through the pages from back to front. The person who suggested the theory mentions that entries are written as needed or wanted, not literally per year of American history. Because of the vague aspect of the presidential secrecy book and the mystery surrounding it, that's all anyone has to really or necessarily speculate with reference to the book on that particular page. It's been said mostly that it's a throwaway gag, that there's nothing on the page in terms of a plot for a future film. Some have even suggested that there's nothing on the page at all, and that the idea is to just bring everyone together by looking for something that doesn't exist. But the journey and the bonds forged, developed, or strengthened through that journey are more important than the actual task or need to have something or to have wanted something, or finally, to have searched for something.